All right. Welcome. My name is Celine Bilgin, and it is my pleasure to be hosting Lee Davy on the Earth Medicine podcast today. I am so thrilled to interview Lee. He is truly a lifelong student of personal growth. He is a thinking into results facilitator, training and power energy healer, and teacher. He has a best-selling book called Conscious Endeavors. He is a fitness innovator of the ramp workouts. He is really a transformational leader. There is so much that I want to unpack with you, really about your journey through navigating through anxiety, talking about your fitness, speaking about the retreat that we have upcoming, and then like your book is just packed with value. And so really talking about that, and I know that you're excited about the training and power as well. So I want to unpack all of these things, but I'd first love for you to start off by really sharing who you are, your story, and really how you got to the place that you are now.
Who I am and my story. Where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start from the beginning, or?
Really, like, what was the trigger that had you say, like, there's more to life than this? And like, what were the, and just really speaking more about the anxiety that you lived with and really how you started to navigate through that. What were the steps that you took to get to where you are now?
It's funny. I actually I remember right at 12, 13 years old. I actually wrote. You're probably too young to remember this, but Bill Phillips, he had actually wrote a book called The Body for Life.
Oh, I own it. Yeah.
So he actually, like it was like a 12-week challenge, one of the first kind of body transformation challenges. And I remember thinking, this, like thinking back, this is the first time I really identified having what I call this fire inside to be more, to do more, to help more people. And I actually wrote him a letter at like 12, 13.
That's awesome.
Like, I have this fire inside, blah, blah, blah. You seem like you have it all figured out. The challenge, but it's more than that. Maybe you could mentor me or take me under your wing. That was in essence the gist of the letter. And of course, he never replied, and so I've kind of been fumbling my way through ever since. But that was the first time I remember thinking, you know what? There's more to this life than what we're told, and what we're taught in school, and what we're programmed to believe. We're capable of, and we're not just this physical meat suit walking around. We're a spirit having a physical experience, and kind of one thing led to the next, and started started training. Like I played hockey when I was younger, so the physical stuff was fortunately always came very easy for me. So and then changed my nutrition, and then it was like, okay, I'm still not comfortable in my own skin. What's so I started employing, just studying and really applying myself that way, and felt quote unquote smarter, but then
Right.
things still didn't add up. So I
Mm.
emotional healing, and it wasn't really until I got into the spiritual healing, the plant medicine, the training and power work, meditation, that sort of thing, that it
Mm.
all really kind of came together. And it's like, oh shit, like this is, you know, I guess, kind of going into the anxiety. Being an empath,
Mm.
I would take on other people's energy, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people I meet say the same thing. And then, I would not really know what was going on, or say, feel great going into a situation, and then come out feeling drained and
Mm-hmm.
so bad in my late 20s, early 30s, that I couldn't go in like to a bar or a restaurant without freaking out. Like my
Totally.
mind would go somewhere else. I'd sit,
Totally.
hyperventilate. And it was these practices, this self-discipline of changing my mindset, of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
energy work, of I always say it's honoring the spirit and honing the physical.
That's right.
Honor thy spirit, which reminds me of another quote. Um, know thyself, and thou shalt know all the secrets of the gods in the universe.
Right. Well, we've heard like Solomon, or really the greatest thinkers, just always say, know thyself. So it really sounds like you've been on a quest to know thyself, and I can say the same thing for myself. So beautiful. Thank you for that. And I think that a lot of people can relate, where they really focus on the physical and they feel good in their bodies, maybe physically, but then there's still like something that's not quite right. So inside of that, what I want you to share more about being an empath, because I think a lot of people are like, why do I feel so bad after being in public places, and not understanding that. But I want to first ask you about, so what do you think it took for you to actually start to feel more comfortable in the body? And I think it's an ongoing process, right? What do you think it is about the spiritual practice that had you more kind of settled into yourself?
It is. I mean, when you say ongoing process, it really is. We always say in the training and power training, it's like the layers of an onion. So layers of understanding, awareness, layers of healing, layers of knowing myself. And as you start to peel back those layers, you really start to discover who you are and who you are not. If you relate it to kind of the programming, the thinking mind, up until the age of 6-7 years old, we're programmed. We're in theta brainwave frequency, and that's like going around with a camcorder. And that's how we learn. And then most people never progress from there. And so we operate habitually speaking. So changing the mindset is one component of it, but then doing the energy work and the meditation and the deep spiritual work, actually go in and even go deeper than that, and to use your terminology, unpacking. Unpack where those habits came from. Go in and almost witness yourself now as a spiritual adult of things that happened when you were a child. I've had memories from, this is going to sound crazy, but I've had memories from actually being in the womb, what was going on, how my parents were feeling, and that sort of thing. My parents were quite young when they had me. So a lot of anxiety and a lot of go forward with this or not. They would never, say that sort of thing. But it's we, as soon as that egg starts to develop and we have cells, those cells are going to start to take in vibration and feelings, and so it's like, I tell people, it's like we come back with all of our memories. Just when this life started, and all of those memories are wrapped up in our, again, if we go into the kind of, I'm going to probably go back and forth between spirituality and,
I love it. It's perfect.
But it's like, if we go back into the mental machinations of it being in the subconscious mind, that's where there's no consciousness. I mean, there is consciousness, but it's not an intellectual understanding of that those memories and that wounding is being carried around in our cells. And so with the energetic practices, with the meditation, you're actually able to go in to the cellular areas deep in the unconscious mind and uncover those things, witness them now as a spiritual adult, let them go. And as you let them go, I'll just finish this point. So I always tell people it's like you have a wet towel. And so each cell is this super soaked, wet, heavy towel. The more you leave those things unattended, the more you kind of push them down and don't feel, and
they start to smell.
Yeah, they'll probably start to smell. But it's like they start to overflow. And you start to drip, and that's where disease manifests in the body. And as you go in through these different practices and start to unload them, it's like wringing out those towels. So it's lighter and lighter and lighter. And then you're just like, I mean, I was talking today on a call about how much energy I have.
Yeah.
Because of my focus, because of my disciplines, because of
Yeah.
the things that I do, because of everything that that I do in my life. It's the energy that I couldn't sleep last night. It was just like, I might as well get up and
It's like
do something because
study something, work on something. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I think that one of our programmings are that, as we, you know, age, we're supposed to feel a certain way, the body's supposed to regenerate. I think that's one of our biggest programmings, right? And it's funny because I just had my first biofeedback session ever, and like we're looking at all the I don't know if you've ever done biofeedback, but we're looking at so many different I guess levels of health, and it was cool because I saw that all of the qigong and the yoga and like the supplements that I take and all of like the visualizations worked because he looked at like chakras and he looked at different, just all these little minute tests, and it was so cool to see that the things that we do work. And I want to ask you more about the programming. Is there something that you uncovered within yourself, like maybe you're talking about like the memories in the womb, there was programming that you believed and you actually unpacked for yourself and let go?
oh yeah, all kinds of it. Can I come back to that because I want to
Totally.
about the biofeedback because it's when I talk to people, I talk about it as vibration. Everything has a vibration, right? So if you're eating lower vibration foods and you're not supplementing, or you're eating sugar, or you're thinking lower vibration thoughts, negativity,
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
sort of thing, all of those things, since everything is vibration, from our thoughts to what we're ingesting into our bodies,
Yeah.
um, to who we're surrounding ourselves with. If you're doing things at a lower vibration, then that's what's going to manifest in the body. That's what you're going to.
Mm,
Whereas if everything that you do, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, is at a higher vibration, the highest vibration that you can tune to, then I mean it's going to manifest healthy cells and a life that you've dreamed of. Quite frankly.
that's the thing. That's what I want to point to. So someone might be like, what's this higher vibration? I don't think my listeners would say that, but like the point of the raising your vibration is you actually manifest completely different relationships with people, like different lines of work, like opportunities just come when you're just in sync, you're in the flow of life. And not that it's easier in a sense, but in some sense, yes, it is. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's it's difficult when you start because you're going to be changing old thought patterns. You're going to be
Yeah.
changing old
Oh
habits.
yeah.
All these different things. But when you really start to get onto it, it's like you can either snowball down the path of negativity and
Mm,
or you can snowball the other way into positivity. And for the viewers that are, I don't know if I believe in this vibration thing. Think about it in terms of feeling. So if you're
mm.
like, oh fuck, I stubbed my toe, and like, oh, life sucks, and well, that's spiraling down the negativity path.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get up, you leave yourself, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes where you meditate and you plan it, I'm going to have a great day and I'm going to meet all kinds of wonderful people, and you fill your heart with love and gratitude and that sort of thing. You'd be amazed at how your days will change.
Yeah, so could you speak to us more about some of the rituals that you have that really keep you in a higher vibration, that keep your fitness and your energy high?
I've got a lot of them. I've got a lot of them.
I bet you do.
Um, okay, so from, I guess, kind of going from yin to yang, like the
Mm,
receptive to into actually doing.
mm-hmm,
I mean, they're all doing, but um, so before I go to bed at night, and first thing in the morning before I even get out of bed, I
mm-hmm.
meditate. So doesn't matter what I have going on that day, I get up and I do that first. So if I have to be at work at 6, I set my alarm for 5, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
for the people that are like, oh, I don't have time. It's like you
You
make time for it, and then that's
non-negotiable. Yeah. What do you do for your meditation?
so I've got a system, the training and power system
Mm-hmm.
that I do. So I've think of it as an architecture or different compartments that take you deeper into yourself, deeper into your
Hmm.
conscious or unconscious mind, so you
Hmm.
can start to explore your cellular memory. You can start to explore the different areas of yourself, and in essence, remember what we once were, because we all had these
Mm-hmm.
abilities. We just forgot how to use them.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
there are healing components as well as energetic shielding. So it's very metaphysical,
Mm-hmm.
very
Mm-hmm.
holy work. So that's the principle that I do for the meditation component. But then I do some mindset stuff and manifestation stuff where I'm focused on what I'm bringing into my life as if it's already happened. So
Yes.
who I am, who I'm helping, how many people I'm helping, the money I'm making, the relationships I have, like those are all kind of an adjunct to the metaphysical energy meditation work. So
Mm-hmm.
I do both of those things at least twice a day, sometimes more, depending on how I'm feeling and what's going on. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the training and power, we have it's an entire community. The founder, Faye Fitzgerald, out of Vancouver, is the work is unlike anything I've been witness to. Uh,
Wow.
we've got a
You've done a lot of work.
Yeah, it's incredible. So we have a whole community. So I'll actually do energetic healing with classmates
Hmm.
2 to 4 times a week.
Wow. In you're based closer to Toronto in Ontario, right?
I'm about 3 hours east of Toronto, so
Cool.
I'm in Brockville right now. I'm going to be traveling a little bit. Um, so those are kind of the etheric, the energetic, the yin
Mm-hmm.
kind of based things that I do. Then comes eating and nutrition. So um, quite strict on my diet. I do cheat every now and then. So, but lots of protein, lots of veggies, lots of water. Um, I do berries. I don't do a lot of other fruits, just to keep the glycemic impact really low, the
Mm-hmm.
sugar impact. Um, I do breath work. So I've been employing it's called Wim Hof.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great.
He's the Iceman. So
Yes.
so for those of you that don't know, he's basically through employing this breathing process and then mindfulness techniques, he's and his students now are being submerged in ice water for, you know, 60, 70, 80 minutes, running up the sides of mountains in their bare feet. And in essence, their body temperature doesn't change.
Wow.
Their physiology doesn't change. They're being injected with endotoxins, so toxic disease
Wow.
that would normally make people sick. And
Wow.
maybe aside from a mild headache or that sort of thing, they're basically they're controlling their autonomic nervous system, so which
Mm.
thought impossible to do. So I employ that. I do a cold shower every morning with this breath work, and it connects you. It clears out your third eye. It
Boosts your immune system. It's like, yeah, has you thinking
capacity of your
more,
cells.
yeah, more clearly. And when I do practice that, I'm like, you're on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mood wise, clarity, mind, everything.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, what else? Nutrition. So training. I train every day, 5 days a week, and then I try to play like squash or something one day a week.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my training consists of the gym. I love working out. I love the weights, pushing myself. So I guess it's what I found is going back to that honoring the spirit and honing the physical is just let that pass.
Oh, is that's on my end, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
I live by a hospital and a fire station.
oh, okay. Um, so in terms of honoring the spirit, really getting in alignment with what I'm passionate about, with what I feel is my purpose, and then
Mm.
moving towards that. Because no fulfillment, I mean, you can make all the money in the world, and
Yeah.
if you're not
Yeah.
fulfilled, you're not you're not going anywhere. You're not going to be happy at all. So, and then honing the physical is in terms of, you know, everything else. The physicality is made up of a strong, healthy body, mindset, money, relationships, all that sort of thing. So very important to kind of live in both a balanced way in both realms. So those are, yeah.
No, thank you for that. And it's, you know, you really prove to be a student of it and a teacher. And I think it's, we become the greatest teachers when we embody exactly that. So you have a number of teaching opportunities that you have with Training in Power. We are creating a retreat in Hawaii. So I'd love for you to speak more about those two things, Training in Power, about the retreat, and really anything else about some of the material that you provide with Modern Day Samurai, Conscious Endeavors, so that people can actually start to access this lifestyle for themselves and how they can get started.
Um, so I think how you get started first of all is whatever resonates with you. If you're thinking about or desiring to make a change at work, make a change in your health and wellness level, make a change in your mindset, whatever area is kind of your jump off point, go with that. Not everybody wants to join the gym right off the bat. Not everybody, wants to get into the deep spiritual work right off the bat. So whatever area of personal growth that you're most interested in, go
Mm-hmm.
with that first, and then you can just build from there.
Yeah.
In terms of training and power, I mean, that's if you want to kind of do things the slow way. If you're kind of hesitant or shy or whatever, um, if you really want to jump in, I would go to the spiritual stuff right away, and
Mm.
that is where you're gonna learn the most. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
cover the most. You're gonna heal the most, at an energetic level, at a cellular level. And so the training in power is I'm a level 7. The founder Faye Field, Faye, out of Vancouver. She's actually been teaching since the 80s, 1986, I believe. So we have an entire community of teachers now. There are actually 18 levels,
Wow. Wow.
and at every level, your vibration gets increased.
Hmm.
Yeah, Faye's brought in a kind of a patented um, technique or energetic technique called power transference.
Hmm.
So, for example, after level 1, within 4 classes, you shift vibrationally the equivalent of 7 years of cloister study in Tibet. So, as if you were
Wow.
in 4 classes. Um, so, and each level, it's exponentially more.
Huh.
Each level, you get access to more shielding tools, so energetic shielding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being an empath, now being able to go in situations and
Yeah.
be shielded, not take on the other person's energy, and actually send them light and bring them out of their paradigm, out of their darkness, negativity, whatever.
I just want to make a quick note on that for those listening who might be like, shielding, what the heck? I know, especially if you do become drained outside of being out around other people, outside, it is one of the most important things you could learn as a person walking on this planet, and then especially as an empath. So I really want to just make a note of how important that actually is. I needed to say that.
Absolutely. And go back to, for those that are still grappling with it logically,
Mm-hmm.
go back to everything is vibration.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
often ask the question, do you believe that dogs can hear a whistle that we can't?
Exactly.
Speaking of dogs, sorry with that, folks. So,
Hmm.
I pose the question: do people believe that dogs can hear a whistle that we can't? Most people are going to say yes. I mean,
Or X-rays, there's like machines that can,
ultraviolet rays.
yeah,
So these
yeah,
are just examples of frequencies that are outside the realm of our five senses,
yes,
as are the energetic shielding techniques, as are the healing techniques. It's at a quantum level, it's at a metaphysical level.
yeah,
Just like the table, has vibration, our skin vibrates, all these different things.
yeah,
When we see that underneath the microscope, well, these vibrations, these energy,
exactly,
and
yeah,
you can tap into them when you have the system, when you have the knowledge, when you have the metaphysical principles, and
yeah,
that's what human power is. Um, so the shielding and healing tools, and then I mentioned it earlier, the architecture, and we use meditation as a bridge to take you into the unconscious,
mm,
really to really know thyself.
mm,
I've had those visceral memories of being in the womb. I've had visceral memories of ancient and past names. I've had visceral memories of coming to this planet. I've had memories
mm.
of actually they started last night. I'm going to Egypt in a couple of weeks. I've
Um,
started to get memories of being in Egypt.
mm,
Um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
not not in this lifetime.
I get it. I,
So
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so all these things are real, and just think about them in terms of wavelength, physics, or vibration, or energy, and even the most logical among us, you can get there.
Right. And the more that we connect these parts of ourselves, whether it's being in the womb or like remembering past lives, and it all of this helps us to remember who we are. And then the more that we know ourselves, it's just life becomes more meaningful, different, and we get to actually live into our purpose, right? Because sometimes people think like why all this spiritual work? Why does that matter? It's like you actually experience life on a different level of depth when you remember these things about yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I think that's brilliant. That's what you're doing.
That
So
reminds me, I want to read. I just uh, did a post today, and it's actually perfect for that.
hmm.
Um, I'm probably going to say the name wrong. Sadvi Bhagawati Sarah Saraswati. So this is from her. I'm pretty sure I brutalized that, but spiritual awakening does not take us further from the world. It brings us closer.
Mm,
Spiritual awakening does not separate us, it connects us. Spiritual awakening is not about my bliss in the midst of your misery. Spiritual awakening is awakening from the illusion that who we are is based on what we earn, acquire, or achieve, and awakening into the reality that each of us is an embodiment of the divine. It
mm,
is awakening out of the illusion of our separateness into the reality of our oneness, a reality in which there is no place in which I end and you begin. It is awakening from a life that is in pieces into a life of peace.
mm. Beautiful. It's it's I even the beginning of that, just saying it's like it doesn't take you away. And I think that sometimes um what when there's like such devotion to a spiritual path is avoiding like the physical. It's like, no, we still live in this 3D for now world. And so that's why I love like the work that you do, because it's both. It's like honoring the spirit, because without that you don't, life there's something missing, like you were describing. And then if we just do the spiritual, we're not taking care of the body, well then we're a vessel, for spirit. And then just in the beginning of that quote, we're connecting deeper within ourselves to live really the life that we came here for. Like I truly believe we came here to feel and experience outrageous joy and depth and love and beauty, and just grow and learn, right? So it's so great, like with all the work that you've been up to with yourself. And so we have something exciting coming up in February. Will you speak to that?
Yeah. Um, yeah, we're going to be running a retreat in Reflections Retreat, we're calling it, February 3rd to the 10th in Maui, Hawaii. Um, it's going to be, it appears, at the Imaloa Institute, which I guess we can put links and stuff like that up,
Yeah.
up afterwards. But it's basically a 6,000 square foot ranch on the side of one of the volcanoes there. So it's going to be, we're going to teach all of this and more. So everything
Mm.
kind of touched on today, and so much more. I really feel this is going to be an intimate setting with everyone that's involved, where you'll be able to come and feel safe and learn and share and grow, um, not only during the workshops and classes and with us, but with each other. And
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're in search of transformative experience, um, I don't know of another one that's going to be as profound as this one. So, and,
Yeah.
and with the pure intent that we have, um, based on my journey and my experience and healing, and that's all I want for you guys, for anybody who comes to these things. So my intention is to help raise the consciousness and the health of
Mm.
people on the planet in any way that I can, and
Mm.
I just want as many people to be a part of feeling this amazing, knowing their purpose and knowing why they're here and knowing who they are as
Mm. Amen.
anyway, and that's what I'm here for.
You know, I obviously we've connected for one of those reasons too, is that especially, you know, there's a lot of work to be done individually, but when we collaborate with other people and share that wisdom, and even just the sheer energy and of being in that group consciousness, and especially in Hawaii, you know, there's a lot that we're going to cover, and it really is that time for ourselves, especially in February, in the new year.
Perfect time.
You know, if anybody wants to learn more about some of, just because we've just touched on the tip of the iceberg for so many topics, and it really is diving to the next level. So I'll post links of Lee's website, of my website, and the Imaloa Institute. So it's really going to be profound and beautiful. So Lee, is there anything else that you want to really leave with our readers? Anything that you really want to share about yourself, and really something that people can take their self-knowledge to the next level?
I actually watched. That's part of something else I do. So after I meditate in the morning, I'll watch anywhere from a half hour to an hour and a half of positive, right thinking videos, whether it's
Mm.
and the biology of belief,
Mm.
changing your mindset, Bob Proctor. I'll watch these videos. So this morning I actually watched a couple of TED Talks, and
Mm.
little secret, I actually put the videos. So if your viewers or you want to get through things a little bit quicker, I put it to 1.5 the speed. So I actually
Yes.
faster. So you can actually, those of you that don't have time, you can make time.
Totally.
So the TED Talks were on mindset. So this
Mm.
guy, um, he was actually in a really bad accident. Was most of his body was burned to the point
Wow.
where he couldn't walk. And the what is basically his mom said when he got home was, we're going to keep you focused. So his goal was to run I believe a triathlon,
Good for him.
after this
Good.
accident.
Yeah.
And so his mom was like, stay focused on the next step. And he couldn't walk, so what's the first step? To take a step, another
Mm.
step, and another step. Long story, very, very short, very, very condensed, and I can post the link to this.
Sure. That'd be great.
It's a great story. He not only ran the race, he won the race.
What?
Um,
After being in this accident, learning how to walk.
yes, and
Wow.
then he took it a step further, and I forget what it's called, but it's basically you climb all of the highest mountains in the world,
Okay.
including Everest,
Hmm.
and he set 2 world records for actually completing it. There are only like 50 people in the world that have
What?
and he was the fastest to do it. This was after his accident. So um, take the first step.
Hmm.
Believe in yourself. Take the first step. And I mean, there are people that understand. There are people that understand what you're going through. There are people that
Yeah.
can guide you along the process, assist you, support you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Reaching out for help is not weakness. That is strength.
I agree. It takes courage.
Find the support, reach out, and just move forward.
Beautiful, Lee. Thank you. And, we wouldn't be where we are if we didn't have mentors and reach out for help. And, I wouldn't be nearly where I am if I didn't constantly learn from other people. So I think it's so important to have those mentors, seek out those mentors. Even now, I have multiple mentors that I meet with on the phone or some I've never met and I study with, So that's beautiful. Exactly. Take the first step. And what a powerful story. I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah, I'll send the link and then you can post it on the video.
Sounds great. Lee, thank you so much for your generosity, for sharing with us, and so great to connect with you. And I'll post your links where people can find out more about you because you have so much to offer.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to do this. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Lee.